very good evening to you. Reaching you live from Benin City, this is BeeTv Major News at 6. I am Glorious Isiraman. Now to the news bulletin. The Edo State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal has fixed February 25th, 2025 for petitioners and respondents in the petition field by the Accord Party against Senator Monday Okpebolo to adopt their final written address. BeeTv News Best Orator reports that the petitioners closed their case after they called 3 witnesses.
On Friday, at the Edo State Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal in Abuja, counsel to second respondents in the petition by Accord Party DC Udena said the matter was adjourned to Friday for them to open their case and that they were prepared to call their witnesses. The first witness, Stephen Ukoro Esquire, the legal advisor of the APC in Edo State, said his statement is at pages 33 to 43 of the second respondent's reply to the petition. He told the tribunal that on 24th day of November 2024, he deposed to a witness statement on oath. He identified his statement and urged the court to adopt it as his evidence in the matter. The witness during examination in chief said in paragraphs 1 and 2, he made reference to his appointment letter, permanent voter card, and party membership card, which he confirmed and adopted. Counsel sought to tender the document in evidence. Counsel told the tribunal that being personal documents, they would apply that the originals of the document be admitted in evidence, but should be substituted with a photocopy. Petitioner's counsel said the procedure for the substitution of the original document for the photocopy sounds strange. However, the other respondents did not object to the admissibility of the document. The tribunal thereafter provisionally admitted the document in evidence. The witness said in paragraphs 4 of his statement, he also made reference to the declaration of result sheet of forms EC8E. The witness confirmed and sought to tender the certificatory copy of the results. Parties did not object to the tendering of the document in evidence, which the tribunal later admitted. Under cross-examination, the petitioner's counsel, Barrister Pascal Adiya, asked the witness to tell the tribunal what year he was called to bar. The witness, Steve Ukoro Esquire, said he was called to bar on 27 February 2003. The witness was asked that by the Electoral Act, whose duty it is to name the names of candidates to participate in an election. The witness said it is the duty of the third respondent, INEC. The counsel said in the witness statement on oath in paragraphs 25-2, the witness said at the end of voting, the ballot papers were carefully sorted and counted by INEC official in the presence of agents and announced the result before the result was taken to the Ward Collation Center. Asked if he was everywhere on the day of the election, he said he was not everywhere. The petitioner's counsel asked if the result of forms EC8A and BVAS are supposed to be the same. The witness said, I don't know, and said that if the witness does not know of that process, will it be right to say that the witness does not know what happened on election day? The witness, Stephen Ukoro Esquire, said he is aware of what happened on 21st of September 2024. On his part, Onyechik Piazu was saying under cross-examination asked what time the witness voted on election day. The witness said he voted around 10 o'clock in the morning and said that he visited other polling units after the election. Asked that from his training, he knows that the beavers can capture data without network and requires network to transmit to INEC server. The witness said that is correct. The counsel also asked if the witness is also aware that the beavers machines and unit results are taken to the Ward Collation Center for reconciliation of election results. The witness said he is aware. He said that reconciliation entails the correction of entries made at the polling unit where invalid votes are counted as votes. The witness said he is aware and that the correction are entered by the collation officer. The witness also affirmed. The third respondent's counsel asked the witness if there was due accreditation with the voters register and beavers machines. The witness said that was the process. The witness said there was due collation, compilation, and reconciliation of election results at every stage of the election from the units to the state levels, and that the election was credible. Next witness, Engineer Gabriel Dusere, a local government collation agent of the APC, was next. After taking his oath, said that on the 24th of November, he made his deposition in court. The copy was then handed to him, and he recognized the statement on oath and adopted it. He said in paragraphs 1 and 2, he made statements about permanent voter card, party membership card, and agent tag, and tendered the documents as evidence. During cross-examination, Accord Party counsel asked if he was the collation agent in Oedo local government area. The witness said yes. The counsel said, which means that his function as agent was restricted to only Oedo local government. The witness said yes, that he voted in Unit 20, Ward 7. Asked how many wards are in Oedo local government, the witness said 12 wards and 619 polling units. Petitioner's counsel said it would be right to say that the witness was restricted to his polling unit. The witness said after voting, he headed straight to the local government collation center, but he made a stopover at other polling units where he observed what transpired on the election day. Onyechi Ikpeazu took his turn to cross-examine the witness. During the cross-examination, the witness said he went around on election day. He did not observe any instance of ballot stuffing on election, neither did he see anyone being harassed on election day. The witness said that voters were duly accredited with the voter register and beavers. Kamaru Dim Bello from Akoko Edo, who performed as APC local government collation officer, was next to give his oral evidence. He was asked to tell the tribunal what is the job of a collation agent. The witness said a collation agent is to monitor the activities of election on behalf of the party and ensure that the right thing is done when it comes to collation of results. He said his job, even though he was a local government collation agent, he was not restricted to the collation center because he voted in Unit 1 of Akoko Edo and proceeded to the local government collation center. He said there are 10 wards in Akoko Edo and that he visited 2 wards in Akoko Edo on his way to the local government collation center. Onyechi Ikpeazu asked the witness about one Zekeri Wisdom Yahaya, who alleged ballot stuffing in his deposition in favor of the first respondent, and asked if that allegation was correct. He said that was not correct. He said in his local government, there is a word called Udobo. Asked if it was correct that voters were prevented from voting for other candidates. He said it is not correct and that there was no malpractice of any kind. The third respondent, INEC, applied to open and close their case and told the tribunal that they intend to rely on the evidence elicited from the cross-examination of all the witnesses in the petition. So INEC did not call any witness in the petition by Accord Party. The tribunal adjourned to 25th February for the adoption of final written addresses by all parties.
We have the petitioners for Accord Party, and today proceeded the second respondent, that is APC, called 3 witnesses and closed their case. INEC was to open their case. They opened without calling a witness and they closed. So we've taken a date for addresses to adopt our addresses rather. Written addresses will be exchanged between the parties, and then we'll adopt the addresses on the 25th of February. The court will then pick a date for judgment. We are optimistic that definitely an injury will be done on this process that was a charade. And they didn't call a witness. Even when we subpoenaed them, they still did not bring a witness. Apparently, the subpoena came even via court order. We still couldn't produce a witness to defend the election they claimed was very transparent. So that tells a lot. But we leave it in the hands of the court to decide.
The petition of Action Alliance also came up for hearing. The only witness for the day, Stephen Okoro Esquire, who appeared for the respondent, was shown pages 20 to 29 of the respondent's reply to the petition. He confirmed his witness statement and asked the tribunal to use it as his evidence in the matter. The petitioner's counsel, Action Alliance, said there was no cross-examination for the witness. It was indeed the first time since the inception of this tribunal that a respondent witness was not cross-examined. And since the petitioners did not carry out any cross-examination, the respondent's counsel said they have no questions for the witness. At this point, the tribunal adjourned for final written addresses by parties to February 25th, 2025. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
Governor Monday Okpebholo of Edo State and his deputy, Dennis Idahosa, have commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for embarking on the repairs of failed portions of the Benin-Saple-Warri Road. Okpebholo and Idahosa, alongside the contractor, inspected sections of the more than 30 kilometers stretch Benin-Saple-Warri Road project. They expressed satisfaction with the job done so far. BeeTv News senior reporter Best Orator has details of the report.
The Benin-Saple-Warri Road is a critical artery in the socio-economic activities of the citizens of Edo State and Delta States. However, years before now, some portions of the road had remained in a deplorable state. Governor Monday Okpebholo and his deputy, Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, who were full of praises for President Bola Tinubu, assured Edo people that their administration will continue to monitor the progress of work and that the president will surely finish the project in record time. They described President Tinubu as a man of action, saying that work is going on well as the contractors are rapidly making progress in fixing the road for the benefit of Edo people and motorists using the road. The governor and his deputy said they can boldly say now that Edo is not Lagos and Edo is developing like Lagos State.
I can boldly say Edo is not Lagos. It's not like before that Edo was not Lagos. When Edo was not Lagos, Edo was not moving. Now Edo is Lagos, Edo is moving. So kudos to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I am very happy with what I'm saying, and we will continue to come here to monitor the progress of this work.
Lavet contractors, handlers of Section 1 of the Benin Sapele Warri Road, said they are working on the critical aspects of the road, ensuring it is motorable. He noted that the company is doing what is called continuous concrete rigid pavement to ensure the road is solid and can last for 50 years.
Of road now we are starting recently because your support. Thank you from the first. And now we have to do at least 2 kilometers per month CRCP. CRCP is continuous concrete rigid pavement. This CRCP is like concrete, it will be solid road. We can say at least 50 years guaranteed. And we are planning now recently to do the critical section on Benin Sapele Road.
The federal government's steady funding of the ongoing Benin Sapele Warri Road project is a testament to the favorable disposition of the President Bola Tinubu-led administration to the people of Edo State. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
The health condition of the managing director of the D Castle Hotel, Mr. Eric Idenhe Osaibovo, is in worsening condition after being brutally assaulted by some alleged groups of individuals led by the elder brother of the late Henry Osamehia, a boat driver, who allegedly died during an altercation with some personnel of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps in Benin City. BeeTv News Osarege Agwebo reports that Mr. Eric Idenhe Osaibovo was rushed to the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, UBTH, on Saturday due to the persistent bleeding from his eyes.
Not going for Mr. B. Whoever is involved in the killing of their brother should be the one to be responsible for the death of their brother, not me, an innocent person.
An horrific incident occurred on Wednesday, February 25 at the Castle Hotel located on Limit Road in Benin City, when some group of boys allegedly led by the elder brother of Mr. Henry Oserekia, the late boat driver, stormed the hotel and vandalized property of the hotel and brutally assaulted the managing director of the hotel, Mr. Eric Idenhe Osaibovo, which resulted in severe injuries, including the disfiguration of one of his eyes. Speaking with BeeTv News on Saturday at the emergency ward at the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, the managing director of the Castle Hotel, Mr. Eric Idenhe Osaibovo, said he was rushed to the hospital due to the persistent bleeding from his eyes. He said he was not at the scene and was not part of the fight that led to the death of the boat driver, and expressed shock as to why the elder brother of the deceased led a group of individuals to vandalize his hotel and assault him. Mr. Osayende stated that his life and family are now under threat from various quarters as he appealed to the Nigeria Police Force, civil society groups, Oba of Benin and other well-meaning Nigerians to come to his rescue.
I'm the MD, the Castle Hotel, Limit Road. As you all know, I was assaulted by a group of boys who came to invade my hotel for unknown reason. So since on Wednesday, I have been bleeding. I went to the police clinic. They gave me a treatment. This morning, I went to Lily Hospital. From Lily Hospital, they now refer me to where I am now, the emergency section in the UBTH. So as you can see, there's blood coming out from my eyes. So my life now is between life and death. And yesterday night, my son lives in UK. He called me and told me that one Edo blogger brought his picture and tagged him with this situation. So I believe it's not a funny issue. It shouldn't bring my family or my son into this. if anything happened to my son, who lives now in UK, he will be held responsible, because I don't see no reason without him investigating what happened, bringing my son's picture and tagging it to this whole situation. The life of myself and my family are in danger. So I want protection from the relevant authorities. I'm seeking the attention of the general public, the civil society group, the police, law enforcement agency to come to my aid.
Meanwhile, when BeeTv News crew visited the hotel, they met the devastating situation as the property had been extensively destroyed. According to our staff of the hotel, who spoke off camera, alleged that the elder brother of the deceased and some individuals at about 5 p.m. on Wednesday stormed the hotel with the deceased body and started vandalizing some valuable property and made up with expensive drinks and cash. However, the lawyer of Mr. Eric Idene Osegbovu said vandals and individuals responsible for the assault and damage to his character will face the full force of the law. Osarogi Agwebo reporting for BeeTv News.
The administrator in the office of the First Lady of Edo State, Mrs. Edesili Okpewolu Anani, has led a cancer awareness walk tagged Walk Against Cancer from Akinzwa Junction to Vegetable Market Airport Road, Benin City, Edo State, to raise awareness about the disease and promote early detection. BeeTv News Pelumi Mokoro has details.
The walk, organized by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Sustainable Development Goals, Sali Suleiman, in collaboration with the Office of the First Lady and the Edo State Ministry of Health, brought together participants from government officials, healthcare professionals, amongst others. Mrs. Arnani, joined by her team and other stakeholders, emphasized the importance of Cancer Awareness Walk. She noted that cancer remains a major public health concern in Nigeria, and that regular checkup and early detection are key to saving lives.
The work against cancer, to educate people that cancer is preventable and that your lifestyle, exercise, is no more a death sentence when caught early. So today we're here to create awareness, to let people know that cancer people can actually get healed and get well from cancer. Gone are the days when you hear cancer and you're scared. But now it's preventable and it's also curable. We are telling people to go for their normal checkup regularly. For the women, you could do the self-examination, the breast examination. We just had a free screening for cervical cancer last week, sponsored by the government of Edo State.
The Commissioner for the Ministry of Health, Dr. Cyril Adams Oshomole, also highlighted the essence of the walk against cancer. He said it's to enlighten people about cancer. Let people know that cancer is real, and if they feel something unusual in their body, they should go to the nearest hospital, seek regular checkups, diet, exercise, consume high-fiber foods, less junk food, be very conscious of the environment, and early detection is key. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, Mrs. Irenose Ihensikien, emphasized the importance of adopting a healthy lifestyle, exercises, and regular checkups.
When you're using deodorant, make sure your deodorant does not have aluminium, because aluminium is known to be carcinogenic. Even some of your components, like some of your cosmetic, like powder that has talc is known to be carcinogenic. So be very conscious of the environment, the kind of chemical you put on your body. What we are doing right now is what part of what the state government is doing. Even just recently, last week, the state government organized free cancer screening, cervical cancer screening. It's a laudable achievement. Early detection. If you feel something that is not right, go to the nearest hospital.
My message is to tell the Edo people, like what the Commissioner of Health have said and Her Excellency, even the convener, early detection is the key. And there are various signs that you can see as a woman. I'm particular to the women, especially on breast detection, early breast examination. There are some signs you can see that will make you to quickly go to your air care provider. We have inverted nipple. We have sizes, different sizes. Many women have different sizes because our bodies are uneven. We have one side bigger than the other. But if you suddenly develop sudden change or size
in your breast is a cause for concern, or you are having inverted nipple, then you are having some rash which can be flaky and cracky on your around the areola. You can even have a depression as if there is a dent in the breast. So different way you can examine yourself. I will quickly talk on 3 different ways you can do a self-examination.
The First Lady also highlighted the state government commitment to improving healthcare services, including cancer treatment and management. She assured the public that the government is working tirelessly to provide access to quality healthcare services, including cancer screening and treatment.
So we're here to tell people and let them know that we're a government that cares. We care for its people. We had free cervical cancer screening, and as a government, we're trying to bring healthcare to the people. So programs are going to be put out there for people to create awareness for cancer. The convener of today's program did a fantastic job to let people know that cancer is real, but then it's curable.
The Cancer Awareness Walk was part of the series of activities lined up to commemorate World Cancer Day celebrated globally on February 4th. The walk was well received by the public, with many participants expressing their appreciation for the government effort to raise awareness about cancer. Malumi Mukolo reporting for BeeTv News.
President Tinubu has approved the age of 65 years to be the general age of retirement for all health workers instead of 60 years as it was before. The policy shift was conveyed during a high-level meeting with the NMA President, Professor Bala Awojo, and key stakeholders in the health sector. This development is eliciting reaction from the public. The report.
Using people's life as an experiment for knowledge, I think it's not what is good enough.
The retirement age for medical practitioners has been years, just like other civil servants. However, the president has now said that retirement age for health workers would be 65 years and no longer 60 years. Some Nigerians say the move is a welcome development.
For me, I'm fed up because there's nothing working in this country. All right? So if we are to be in a civilized country, that announcement is very correct. But since Nigeria, there is no work, nothing. So I believe when those people retire at the age of that 65, who will take care of them? Even the children they take care of, they don't have job.
The issue of Nigeria, we've had so many things that have been talked about in this country. And as citizens, most of us have lost faith to now know whether something is right or wrong based on how our past leaders, even to this present administration, have treated us. So anything they think is good for us, are you hearing me? But our only hope is that a time will come when we'll have somebody that will really set the course of this country right. 65 isn't too bad, if that's what the presidency is saying. But what have they really put on ground? It's not about the age of retirement. It's how effective. It can even be 45 years. We are looking at quality of service.
It's better they should just retire at that time so that the youth can take over.
I don't think I think it's a good idea because maybe some of them are aged, so they need to go and rest at home, so that they will bring another person in. So I think it's a good idea for the young one that is vibrant to be there than for the one that is aged to be there, because they can't do anything. It's just to supervise and tell them what to do.
If President Tinubu is approving 65 years for health workers at the age of retirement, I think it's a good development because the older the experience. I'm a pastor. I remember when I started many years ago. There are cases we handle then. Maybe there are issues you need to deal with for 7 days then. But today, maybe if you pray for 30 minutes, you have results because of experience.
A man noted that it is not just to approve such a policy, but to also make means available to cater for those retiring. He added that due to the state of the country, retiring is not necessarily a time of rest. Many others thus have the opinion that elderly medical practitioners have better experience than those in the coming one and should be given more time in service till they are willing to retire.
Like they said, longer the better. It will make them to be grounded in what they are doing, the experience Ghana so far, right from the process of study, they went to that age. It will make them to, if only if only Nigeria will be magnanimous enough to really give them what it takes.
Mr. Ifeanyi Okoro, a pharmacist, also encouraged the move by the president.
If one has practiced for that long and is 65 years, it is my opinion that the person retires so that the younger ones will be given opportunity to practice. There's another thing I'm still looking at, the issue of a young graduate that is seeking employment, and he or she will be asked to, if he has 5 years working experience, where did he get that? He just graduated. So he should be given the opportunity to practice, not asking him if he has already gotten 5 years experience of work.
Nigerians are hopeful that the government of the day has their best interest at heart. Glorious Isiramen reporting for BeeTv News.
The Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Isaac Salako, has revealed that plans have been finalized to establish and upgrade 6 federal teaching hospitals. Dr. Salako said this will be done with new radiotherapy and nuclear machine facilities across the country, with 3 centers set to be commissioned in May of this year and then the rest before the 2026 World Cancer Day. BeeTv News' Gift Wagwe has details.
The World Cancer Day has been set aside to raise awareness about cancer prevention, detection and treatment, with a global push to reduce the impact of the disease to beat cancer. This expert here says it will take combined efforts through raising awareness and improving prevention techniques through vaccination, early detection, prompt treatment and research.
While the vaccination for the viral hepatitis has been on the National Program on Immunization, HPV vaccination was commenced in 2023, and it is heartwarming to know that we have successfully immunized over 12 million girls for human papillomavirus virus, and effort is ongoing to improve on the successes recorded so far.
We should not focus just on treating the disease, but we should adopt perspective and experience of individuals, carers, families, and communities.
One of the major areas of disease management, including cancer care, is in the area of nuclear medicine services, which Nigeria lacks. But to change the tide, the ministry is now inaugurating a 35-member nuclear medicine technical working group to spearhead the management of cancers and other diseases.
That while our experiences and challenges may differ, our goal remains the same: ensuring equitable access to cancer prevention, early diagnosis, treatment, and care for all Nigerians.
As a country, we developed a very robust initiative, including partnering with the International Atomic Energy Agency, to develop nuclear medicine program in Nigeria. The National Nuclear Medicine Management Committee that was set up by the ministry in 2010 did their best and facilitated training of several nuclear medicine physicians and other allied health care professionals.
The Minister of State, as well as other experts here, agree that although the present administration has made substantial investment in cancer prevention and care within the last 18 months, a lot more still needs to be done to ensure that patients get the best treatment and are not burdened by the financial implications after a cancer diagnosis. Wife of the Kwara State Governor, Olu Farake Abdul Razak, says the early detection of cancer remains the best measure to reduce its devastating impact on the people. She was speaking at the World Cancer Day celebration at Inori, the state capital. Mr. Abdul Razak called for improved sanitization and education for the killer disease, saying that this will attract a higher survival rate and improve quality of life. A cancer survivor, Mrs. Muyade Gayad, appeals to government at all levels to aid those living with cancer due to the high cost of treatment. Balumi Mukoro reporting for BeeTv News.
The House of Representatives Committee on the Review of the 1999 Constitution has proposed the creation of 31 additional states in the country. The proposal for new states was contained in a letter read during the plenary session by the Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kalu, who presided over the session in the absence of the Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas. Osarege Agwebo completes the story.
The committee has reviewed the proposals for the creation of new states
In accordance with Section 8, subsection 1 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended,
an act of the National Assembly for the purpose of creating
House Committee on the Review of the Constitution of 9 as amended. Measures on creation of states and local government before the House of Representatives Committee on Review of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. This is to inform members of the House of Representatives Committee on the Review of the Constitution that the House of Representatives Committee on the Review of the Constitution of Nigeria 1999 as authored has received legislative proposals for the creation of states and local government areas in the following order. North Central. Proposed states: Benue Ala State, from the present Benue State. Okun State, from the present Kogi State. Okura State, from the present Kogi State. Confluence State, from the present Kogi State. Akpa State, from Benue South Senatorial District. Apa State, from the present Benue State. A 37th state to be named Federal Capital Territory, Abuja State. Northeast. Proposed states: Amana State, from the present Adamawa State. Katankun State, from the present Bauchi State. Savannah State, from the present Borno State. Muri State, from the present Taraba State. From the Northwest, New Kaduna State, from the present Kaduna State. Gurara State, from the present Kaduna State. Tiga State, from the present Kano State. Kainji State, from the present Kebbi State. Hari State, from the present Kano State. Southwest. Southeast. Etiti State as the 6th state in the Southeast geopolitical zone. Adada State, from the present Enugu State of Nigeria. Orashi State as the 6th state in the Southeast geopolitical zone. Olu State, from the southeastern region of Nigeria. Aba State, from the southeastern region of Nigeria. South-South. Proposed state: Ugoja State, from the present Cross River State. Warri State, from the present Delta State. Bori State, from the present Rivers State. Obolo State, from the present Rivers and Akwa Ibom State. From the Southwest, proposed states: Toru Ebe State, from the present Delta, Edo and Ondo State. Ibadan State, from the present Oyo State. The committee has reviewed the proposals for the creation of new states in accordance with Section 8, subsection 1 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. This section outlines specific requirements that must be fulfilled.
The proposer, if scaled through Nigeria state will be made up of 64 subnational governments as the country's current state stand at 36, including the Federal Capital Territory. Usarogi Agwebo reporting for BeeTv News.
The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Ali Pate, says the federal government is unifying the public health sector to bridge funding gaps and secure essential medical supplies. The supplies are meant to serve citizens affected by HIV and AIDS, tuberculosis and malaria across the nation. Professor Pate was speaking at the inaugural meeting of the AIDS, Tuberculosis and Malaria Technical Working Group. The minister emphasized the importance of integrating sector-wide approaches to enhance healthcare delivery and ensure a seamless transition and sustainability plan across subsectors.
For managing the transition as a consequence of the new U.S. government's policy on development assistance, and agreed that a technical working group under the SWAP governance that addresses HIV, TB, and malaria, which had previously been treated as standalone, because many of the funders of those programs were already committed outside government systems, so they were not brought in. But with the policy change, that we needed to make that adjustment and create a working.
Marriage is a union of a lifetime and should be thought about carefully before decisions are made. Matters like accountability, visions or goals, character and more should be well considered before getting in. Many marriages today are arranged due to issues that arise, one of which is the issue of unwanted pregnancy outside wedlock, and at this many have aired their vision to whether it is enough reason for a man to be married to a woman. BeeTv News' Glorious Isiraman has the report.
Breakups at the end of a romantic relationship can be a difficult and painful experience, but it is often necessary when a relationship is no longer healthy or fulfilling. Most respondents have
education. BeeTv News' Freeman Osawe reports that some respondents are of the view that it is a welcome development because the junior secondary school education was of no much significance to the knowledge of students. The report.
Once you are in, you are in. You know the target that I am supposed to graduate from this place. I am supposed to move from this place.
The federal government has announced the scrapping of all junior secondary school, GSS, and senior secondary schools in the country and introduced a compulsory 12-year uninterrupted basic education model after which a Nigerian child can aspire to higher education. With this development, the Nigerian government is seeking the abolition of 6334 education system, which has been in place since 1983, and replacing it with a 12-4 model. Speaking on this development, residents in Benin has lauded the decision, saying it's a welcome development and that the junior secondary process was not really that significant and important because no one will ask about the junior certificate, but rather the senior certificate.
I think it's a good idea that we should adopt the old method. That was the old days method. I think we adopt it because our children will learn more and we get developmental strive towards achieving one goal.
Scrapping it wouldn't be a much problem as long as it will be effective and it will reduce costs. Okay, if the quality of education will increase and the cost will reduce, what actually is their reason of scrapping it? So I really need to know their reason and also to know if scrapping it is going to be a supportive.
I think they said they wanted to return it to the way it is from 1 to 12. So now if it will help develop the country, I'm not seeing a problem with it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe somehow it's trying to make reform in education. But if it will help develop the country, it's not a bad one.
Others, however, appeal to the federal government to allow the secondary education stage continue because it is needed to prepare students going into the university for better academic performances.
I don't really know, but the J1 to J3 educational journey is actually not relevant if we actually look at it, because I don't think there is anything I've ever done with my J3 certificate. But when it comes to standard education, like education that builds somebody up to where they get to, I believe is that primary 1, then SS1, SS2, SS3. So scrapping out the senior secondary school level, I don't think is a very good idea. I don't really know, because like how will they build the foundation to get to the university level? So I believe they should review it actually, because it doesn't sound like a nice idea.
As I said, during our time, there was nothing like SS1, just senior secondary school, just secondary school, no SS1, because that junior secondary school now, that's after 3 years. What that certificate, what is it for? Nothing. It is worthless. How many children now? 4 children. All of them, the certificate, we don't have any, it has of no use. The highest certificate, or the minimum, is secondary school certificate.
However, the process has not been implemented fully, and when implemented, it will be a significant approach to education in Nigeria. Freeman Usawe reporting for BeeTv News.
Residents in Benin City have expressed concern over the high rate of Belgium second-hand used refrigerators in the recent time in Benin City compared to brand new ones. They said it was easy for a common man to afford a Belgium refrigerator in the past before the sudden upsurge of commodities in the markets. BeeTv News' Abel Igberase is our guide on this.
Never work this one, never fisa. So this one last price now is 600. Though before when things are cheaper, you see this one buy like 300, like 250. Last price.
As like 2022. How much?
As like 2022 now, you see this one buy like 150.
Over the years in Benin City, Belgium's second-hand refrigerator was an alternative and easy for common man to afford, unlike the brand new ones, which is most likely unaffordable due to the high cost, although are serving the same purpose for the preservation of consumables. But due to the economic lopsidedness in Nigeria, both brands have skyrocketed following the high cost of clearing and unregulated dollar rate in the country. Speaking on the challenges in the business of second-handed used refrigerator, dealers at New Benin Market, Mission Road and First Circular Road, where the products are majorly sold, said as at 2021-2022, one could get fridge for as low as 60,000 naira, 100,000 naira and 150,000 naira. But now they are selling between 300,000 naira, 500,000 naira and above, depending on the size, because of the clearing and the transportation cost from Lagos down to the last shop.
Second market is the best, more than the new one, but just that the second market I can't scarce now based on the to important country side. The money look, it's like they know if you to pay the money if they had all those importer, so that is why. So that's how this new one just came up. But to me, I advise people to go for Belgium market, so because it's the best.
Before even they more better than now, because the problem we get for this business now, clearing and this average of fuel. So market when you clear finish for Lagos now, you clear like transporter. Before we they use 5,000 carry market come. Now we spend up to 30,000 to carry per one. So end of the day, before you can't reach and you can't test her. If you want to see good, you can't see the repair. And you can't put your price. So you can't see go higher. So how many people won't get? If they clear the fridge reduced, now all these things go come down. Even the new fridge and better fridge, I call the drag. If you look around and no customer.
We're going for larger freezers. Those ones should have been probably before now should have been over 500. But now if you're looking at them, they should be now 1.something million.
The dealers believe that once the issue of fuel is reduced, then the cost of goods and commodities will also be affected positively. Ebe Igberase, reporting for BeeTv News.
The initiative is part of the government's efforts to foster national productivity, reduce poverty, and drive gender inclusion. According to the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, Honorable Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, women's economic empowerment is a fundamental pillar of Nigeria's development strategy. The Nigeria for Women Scale Up project aims to provide financial literacy training, business development support, and access to cooperative structures for 4.5 million women across all 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. This initiative is expected to enable women to build sustainable enterprises and contribute meaningfully to the economy. The Minister of Women Affairs emphasized that the financial independence for women is crucial to national development, and the government is committed to ensuring that women have the necessary support to thrive. The World Bank has been working closely with the Nigerian government to promote financial inclusion and economic empowerment for women. The bank's Global Financial Inclusion Database, Global Findex, has provided valuable insight into financial inclusion landscape in Nigeria, highlighting the need for targeted interventions to increase access to financial services for women and other marginalized groups. Naira extends appreciation against dollar at black market. The Nigerian currency Naira continued its appreciation run against dollar at the parallel foreign market on Friday. The Naira appreciated to 1,565 Naira per dollar at the close of business on Friday from 1,570 Naira traded on Thursday. This means that on Friday, the Naira recorded a 5 Naira gain against the dollar compared to the 1,570 Naira exchange rate the previous day. Meanwhile, at the official FX, the Naira closed at 1,500.41 Naira per dollar on Friday from 1,499.98 Naira exchange on Thursday, according to the Central Bank of Nigeria's FX data. A comparison across the FX market shows that the gap between the official and parallel windows has shrunk to 64.59 Naira. In the 5 days, the Naira recorded significant appreciation with the highest on Thursday. FG Nestle partner to revolutions Nigeria's dairy sector. In a major development poised to transform Nigeria's dairy industry, the federal government and Nestle Nigeria have launched a demonstration dairy farm at the Pycon Core Grazing Reserve in Gwagwalada, Abuja. Inaugurated by the Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Mukta Maiha, the project underscores a major public-private partnership aimed at increasing local milk production, introducing advanced farming technologies, and improving pastoral livelihoods. Beyond technological advancement, the initiative is having a profound impact on local pastoralists who are receiving training in modern dairy practices. Farmers have reported significant increase in milk production and income thanks to access to improved resources and storage facilities. With a target of aggregating 30,000 liters of milk per day by November 2027, the project underscores the transformative potential of public-private partnerships in reshaping Nigeria's agricultural landscape. It stands as a model for sustainable dairy development, offering hope for greater food security and job creation. Balumi Mukoro reporting for BeeTv News.
And now to the foreign scene, where a federal judge has blocked Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, DOG, from accessing personal financial records in the U.S. Treasury Department. Also, Palestinian prisoners released by Israel after Hamas frees hostage. BeeTv News Global News correspondent Rebecca Guffey tells us more on this and other stories from the foreign scene.
Issued a preliminary injunction ordering Musk and his team to destroy any copies of the records. The decision follows a lawsuit by 19 state attorneys general who argued that allowing Musk and Doge access to the records violated federal law. The White House, President Donald Trump, and Musk have not commented on the ruling. The judge warned that access to the records could lead to the exposure of sensitive information and an increased risk of hacking. Meanwhile, Hamas has released 3 Israeli hostages who were held in Gaza for 16 months. The men appeared weak and thin upon their return to Israel. In exchange, Israel has freed 183 Palestinian prisoners. The Palestinian Red Cross Society reports 7 of them were taken to the hospital. These releases are part of the ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas, which began on January 19. Hussein al-Sheikh, a top Palestinian Liberation Organization PLO official, criticized Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's suggestion that Saudi Arabia should establish a Palestinian state on its land. Al-Sheikh called the proposal a violation of international law and affirmed that Palestine should only exist in its rightful land. He also praised Saudi Arabia for supporting international law and Palestinian rights. Netanyahu, in an interview with Israeli media, dismissed the idea of a Palestinian state in Palestinian territory, instead suggesting that Saudi Arabia should create one, citing its vast land. And lastly, on global news, a landslide hit Jinping village in China's Sichuan province, burying 10 houses and leaving at least 30 people missing. 2 residents were rescued. China's President Xi Jinping has ordered a full-scale rescue operation with hundreds of emergency workers searching for survivors. Authorities have been instructed to minimize casualties and support affected families. Premier Li Qiang has called for an investigation into landslide risk in nearby areas and urged the evacuation of people in danger. The Chinese government has allocated 50 million yuan, equivalent to $6.9 million, for rebuilding efforts. And that's it on the Global News segment for tonight. Thanks very much for watching. I am Rebecca Goffey.
And now to the world of sports, where Amorim has reacted as Manchester United beats Leicester City qualify for 5th round of the FA Cup. Also, Paris Saint-Germain crush Monaco to extend League One lead. BeeTv News Freeman Osawe has details of this and more.
Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim has insisted that their last gaps winning Leicester City in the FA Cup 4th round had nothing to do with Fergie time. The Red Devils failed to record a shot on target in the first half. United went behind before halftime after Bobby De Cordova-Reid headed in a rebound from Wilfred in the shot. Joshua Zirkzee levered the game in the second half, and with extra time, Bekoni Harry Maguire headed into the winner in the 93rd minute from Bruno Fernandes, free kick seconds before the internal whistle. The coach is the first responsible when one team does not perform, does not improve. It is the coach that we are here to do things and to see the game, to study the game and try to improve for the next games. Manchester United legend Roy Keane has suggested that winger Alejandro Garnacho cannot be trusted to start matches for the Red Devils. Keane spoke as the Argentina's international started off the bench in Man United's FA Cup 2-1 victory over Leicester City on Friday. The 20-year-old instantly lifted his Ruben Amorim side to maintain Leicester with driving runs around the left. Paris Saint-Germain under Luis Enrique delivered a dominant 4-1 victory over 3rd place AS Monaco, further solidifying their League One supremacy. With this triumph, PSG now leads the table with 53 points in 21 matches, extending their advantage to 13 points over Olympique de Marseille, who still have a game in hand. Beyond the victory, the Parisians also celebrated contract extensions for key figures in their project: Luis Enrique 2027, Achraf Hakimi 2029, Vitinha 2029, and Nuno Mendes 2030, ensuring continuity in their long-term ambitions. Vitinha strikes first. Monaco responds. The match started with a stunning free kick goal from Vitinha in the 6th minute, justifying PSG's investment in his renewal. However, Monaco quickly responded as Denis Zakaria equalized in the 17th minute, momentarily silencing the Paris de Princes. And that's it on Sport News. Freeman Osawe reporting for BeeTv News.
And now that wraps up our news for tonight. Thank you for watching. Happy weekend.